Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with eTransparentTradeSolutions.com on a Friday, 5th of September. We had a jobs number that was weaker than expected. Let's get right into the charts. The biggest mover by far was interest rates, bond market rallying. So as you can see here, let's take a look. We were positioned pretty nicely at TTS for that. We bought some TLT calls yesterday going into that report. You can see rates on a longer term have fallen. We are bouncing a little bit. I think we get 4, and then ultimately this level here is around 380, which was the low back in March. Again, people have a short-term memory, but we were as low as 380 before the Liberation Day. Bond market per se, this is the price of the 10-year, does have a huge supply zone at 114. So maybe that probably looks like that's going to be the first target for interest rates for 380, and then conversely 114. 30-year, which is the TLT, is breaking out here. You can see that's essentially the same chart as this guy here, breaking out. Stocks are reversing. I'm doing this live. Are giving back a little bit of the gains from this morning. Nothing new, nothing dramatic or anything yet until we break below 63, 63.50. I think S&P still maybe just going to go sideways here. You can see that level there. NASDAQ also with NVIDIA, basically trying to break down. NVIDIA looks pretty dicey here. So we did kind of come off that level, trying to bounce in the NASDAQ. Rest of the indices, again, pretty choppy, back and forth in the Dow. We've got resistance at 45,800. Russell still can't get out of its way. It can't break out. And again, as I mentioned, rates, the VIX also hit the 1424 level. We'll see if it holds. This has been, again, a key level here. And then the dollar, as rates are falling, has also fallen, but still hanging around this 97. Pretty much no break yet. We'll see if there's a fall through there. Next week, gold, obviously everybody knows gold continues to make a new high. That's just on a run. Who knows when that, typically after the big run, gold does pull back. So we got gold and silver. Silver kind of consolidating today around the $42 levels, ultimately going to 50. Oil, and again, big sell-off in oil, but again, it continues to bounce off the 62 level. We'll see if this is going to finally break down or just bounce around the 60 to 66 area, something along those lines. And then nat gas pretty dead in the water here, just consolidating right above the 3. Needs to break out above 320. And then in the grain markets, more of the same. Not really much happening there. Just kind of chopping around. So I think the grain markets are poised for some kind of a move coming up here. Just got to be very, very patient with that. Today, really, it's the stocks underneath the surface that are, you got Avago blowing out earnings. You've got NVIDIA trying to break down. So it's a mixed bag with a lot of these stocks under the surface. So, basically you got to kind of watch every stock right now. There's, up and down, the oil and gas stocks are down, obviously with oil. The mega caps pretty much, NVIDIA's down, Apple's flat. So it's going to be an interesting situation next week, by the way, with core PCE. Now that the jobs number cleared, this is pretty much locked in a rate cut for September. And if we get hot inflation numbers, that's going to complicate the situation. But that is where we're at. Again, subscribe to the newsletter. I'm going to write about this weekend. There's some interesting developments. I just did a class. I'll probably start another class coming up soon here. Give me some commentary and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next week on Tuesday. Take care. Have a great weekend.